In terms of the last few games then, clearly, results-wise, hasn't gone exactly the way you'd have wanted, but from a performance perspective, how have you found it?
I think as a group and as a collective we've done quite well. Obviously we've started off slow in games, which isn't ideal, and it seems to be a common theme recently. But I'm hoping obviously going into Sunday we've learnt from that and picked up things that we can maybe do better. Because to be fair, the goals that we've conceded, obviously from the games, they're nowhere near good enough, and they're simply from our own mistakes. So we've learnt from them, and obviously, yeah, we are looking forward to the game on Sunday.
I know that Neil Redfern's talked about those kind of slow starts to the game. Has that been a central message really this week?
Yeah, we don't want to start games slow. We want to be quick. It sets the pace and the tone for the rest of the game. And obviously we're looking to change that on Sunday. We know that Birmingham are going to be a good team to play against, and we've just got to be ready for them now.
Clearly in these last two defeats you've lost to the teams that are currently first and third in the division. No real shame in that, of course, with the way the season is settling down.
Yeah.
But you know, in terms of the standards of the teams that you're playing, do you think they're going to be two teams that will be up there towards the end of the season?
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping one of them's us, to be honest with you. Obviously the games we've played, I feel like we should have definitely won them games, but obviously down to our own mistakes and our own downfall, we've obviously conceded goals that we shouldn't have, and we should have come out on top on all the games. But like I say, we started off slow, and it's not good enough. But we've got to move on now. Like them games are in the past, we can't do anything from them. But just look ahead, and hopefully on Sunday we'll get a result.
It's got to be a positive, really, that you're talking that way about those kind of games, that you feel like you should be taking something from games against teams that are right up there. Yeah,
definitely. Like obviously Southampton, they've only just come up, and realistically that should have been a 3-pointer for us. But we started slow, we didn't keep possession that well, and obviously defending it were our own mistake for the goal. But realistically speaking, we should be winning them games if we want to get to the top.
In terms of the division as a whole, are you finding that the kind of strength of it is still improving? We've talked about this kind of year on year anyway, and particularly there's more focus after the summer that we've had.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously the league's getting harder every year. Obviously with Birmingham coming down and then Liverpool going up, it just brings people from the WSL down to this league. And obviously with foreign players coming into the WSL, the players that maybe don't start do come down to the Championship, which makes it harder anyway, and definitely hard for people that have been in Championship for a long time. So yeah, the league's getting harder, but we've just got to adapt to that, and we've got to get better.
How have you found it this year since re-signing in the summer? It'd be good to be back?
Yeah, definitely good to be back. Feels like home at Sheffield United, to be honest with you. Like I say, when I came from United to back to here on loan, I loved every minute of it, and always has a place in my heart. So coming back was an easy decision for me, especially under Redders.
What is it about kind of Neil and what he does here and everything else that entice you to come back?
Obviously he's like a dad figure, to be honest with you, and not only as a player he cares about you, but he understands you as a person as well, and tries to make you the best possible person and player as you can be. I know he's got my back. I know he's got every other girl and staff member there and their back. So he's trying to push for the right things. He wants WSL, he wants promotion, and we all want that as well. So that's what makes him such a good coach. He listens, and I ain't got a bad word to say about him, really.
Must be great that, knowing that there's somebody there on the side of the pitch that's pulling in the right direction, that's pushing you, that wants you all to improve and to push on, even though that that you are one of the part-time teams we've talked about this week in, week out. Yeah. That's never used as an excuse.
No, it's not, and I don't think we can, because there are other part-time teams in this league that are still managing to compete, and we've always competed in the top half of the table like every year. I just think it is getting harder and stuff, but we can't keep using part-time as an excuse. Like, hopefully Chef do go full-time soon, and hopefully I want to be a part of that. But for the time being, we've just got to keep pushing on forward in a part-time environment, and hopefully we can get to the top.
Birmingham then is the next challenge. Clearly a team that will be strong and would expect to have a strong season, but how do you go there? In what kind of frame of mind?
I mean, we've got to take the positives from the previous games that we've played. Obviously, there's quite a few mistakes that we've done, and we are trying to learn from them, and we're trying to take every positive we can from them games into Sunday. They've got players that we've either played with or played against before. They've got a strong forward line that we need to be ready for. And I just think going into Sunday, we've got to have an open mind and a positive mindset to try and push on and get 3 points.
I imagine that there is that confidence there, that even though you haven't won for the last few games, that you've already shown enough so far this season that you can go there and bring something back.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's shown in the Durham game, obviously and the Lewis game going 2-0 down, and then coming back 2-2. I think that's shown. I think it's shown the will and the fearlessness to keep going in games. But I also think we can't underestimate Birmingham. Like, they are a good side. They've just come down from WSL. They've got experienced players. They've got players that have been here before, like Jade Pennock, Molly Green's played for United. And we've got to be ready for that. We can't underestimate them. They're a good side. So we've just got to keep pushing on, and hopefully we get the result.